Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Beagles Games Guitars. Today's video we're going to be doing a solo playthrough of the 1 to 5 player game, Wyrmspan by Stonemaier Games. Alright, so we're all set up for a solo playthrough here. Let me give you a lay of the land and also how you set up and play a solo round. So for setup, you'd set up like you would for a 2-player game, except for the solo player does not need a board, doesn't need their main worker here, and they'll need all 8 of their cubes, 1 for each round, and then the other 4 will go for the guild. They're going to start with 1 cube on the guild board, and then the other 3 they're going to earn each round. So at the start of round 1, they can only place 1 cube out here once they get to a brown space. So they're going to operate off of a card system, and if I remember right, there's 8 cards in here. And I have actually switched out some of these cards. I've gone 1 difficulty higher because I've actually been doing pretty good with this solo game. So the anatomy of the cards, right here, you'll have a left and a right section. This middle section tells you how far they're going to move, and then there's a bottom section. Sorry, there's a top, a middle, and a bottom. So in the top section, sometimes you'll see this icon in the top left. So that means that if you drew the card and it ended up being the very last card that you drew, so bam, I just drew the last card and that symbol was there, you're going to pass. You're not going to do the last action. So I guess it kind of symbolizes the automa just kind of banking one of their coins as a player would. Otherwise, if you don't see that icon, you're just going to take their turn as normal. Also, the other thing is, if all the cards are already there and you have no cards to draw, they're going to pass then as well. In this next section, you're going to see either this card symbol or the coin symbol. So this symbol right here basically means you're going to flush the dragon deck. And just the cards. You're not going to do the cave cards down here. This, you're going to take a coin from the supply and add it to the goal. So at the bottom of each goal, you'll see an automa symbol, and then there's 4 numbers. First round, second round, third round, fourth round. That's the base number. That's how much the automa has towards that particular goal. So for this one, medium dragons on your player mat, and round 1, they have 0. Every time you add a coin, you add to the base. So you'll see the add symbol, and then you'll see the take away symbol. So this is a big card because it has pretty much every symbol on there. So that would be the pass symbol, flush the dragon cards, add a coin. I call it add it to the cause. You'll hear me say that. And right here is going to be the meat and potatoes of the automa. They're going to circle around this dragon guild board really fast. It's going to get faster each round. So you'll see rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in the first round, he's only going to move 1 space. Nice and simple. And they don't earn anything. They don't earn resources. They don't earn eggs. And they don't earn coins. The only thing they'll keep is cards. So that's also really easy to manage. So they'll keep moving around and around. The moment they hit a brown space, now you're going to look in this if brown space area. So right here you'll either see dragon cards or cave cards. This tells you 1, 2. So you'll take dragon card number 2 and just put it in their play area. They're going to earn, I think, 7 points per dragon card and 2 points per cave card. And then over here it tells you go down 2. So you'd grab this cube and then you would start in the topmost and go down. So 1, 2, and leftmost if available. So you would just keep going down. If you ran out of spaces, you would wrap around back to the top. And as I said earlier, they only have 1 cube to start with. So even if they made a second rotation in the first round, that cube's not available until they get into the second round. So that's kind of like a good stopper. It's like avoids you from getting stomped too hard. But that's pretty much the automa. You're going to draw a card and do just a couple of actions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty much 4 actions, and that's about it. They don't collect any resources, so that's kind of nice. So at the beginning of each round, you're actually supposed to shuffle these, give them a nice good shuffle, and you're going to take 1 away from the stack. And then you're going to play that right there. Your turn's going to be normal. A couple of things, if the cards say each opponent may pay to gain, they're going to basically ignore that. Or the opponent earns this, they get that. But if you find like a situational dragon that has to use the automa's deck, I forgot how they said it in the book here. Let me look up real quick. In the rule book here, it says discard and redraw any dragon card that requires you to compare your situation with that of your neighbor. So when you're comparing that to the automa, that's whenever you would just discard that dragon and just draw another one. So unfortunately, if you really wanted to play that dragon, sorry, they're not available in automa. There's also one of these gold tiles that is not available for automa, and there's a little symbol on there that lets you keep up with that. So that's pretty much the lay of the land for the solo setup. There's no additional setup to it. You actually kind of take away, which is nice. Nice, simple, streamlined card system here. I'm going to play this assuming that you already know how to play the multiplayer and that you just want to see how the solo is working. So I'm going to go pretty fast. I'm normally a quick turn taker. I think about my decisions and just go with it. I try not to backtrack. So anyways, we'll go ahead and get set up. I'll show my cards. I'll pick my 4 that I'm keeping and then my 3 resources of my choice. Okay, I've decided my cards of my 4 to keep. I think I'm going to keep these 2 dragons. So I'm going to just put the discard pile, I guess, up here. And then I'm going to keep these 2 cave cards. And then the 3 resources of my choice are actually going to be 3 meat. So those are the 4 that I'm going to keep. So with that being said, we'll start off my first turn here. I'll just kind of place my cards there so you can look at them. I have a striped dragonette and a red guardian. They kind of don't really go towards any of these goals except for the last one that have a printed cost of 0 to 2 resource coins eggs. So I'm going to really double down on the last round. Medium dragons, there's really only 1. I mean, he could go in the golden grotto, so I could put him towards the second round goal. So I'm going to go ahead and build out probably some caves here. So I'm going to excavate, placing a coin. This one says to immediately play a dragon with a discount of 1 egg or resource. So I'm going to place it in the grotto there. So I'll immediately play him with a 1 resource discount. So he's only going to cost a meat. So I'll just forego the gold and he'll go right there. So he's an end game. So gain 2 points for each objective where your marker is placed lowest. So I kind of have a buffer. So if I'm going to lose, at least I'll get 2 points out of it. So that's not too bad. And it was a 2 for 1. I was able to play 2 cards on 1 turn. So there we go. Automa's going to start. The very first turn, we can ignore that because it's not the last card. They're going to add a coin. I say add to the cause. Their starting base is 0 for the first round, first goal. So now they're at 1. Now they're going to move their guild marker 1 space. So yellow, 1 space. Ignore any resources. We didn't go across the brown space, so we don't do the if brown space action. And that's all that their turn was. Quick and simple. I think I'm going to go ahead and entice, which will cost the coin. The red guardian's going to go out. He'll cost the 2 meat that I have, and he can go right there. So his resources action is caching any resource from your supply onto any dragon in this column. So it'd be nice to kind of just bank resources at the very end. This card I have to pay 2 resources to draw another cave card and play it for free. So in order to do this, I need to get some resources somehow. So looking forward to doing that. Their next turn, they're not doing anything up there, so they're just going to move their turn marker 2 spaces. Quick and simple. I think now would probably be a time to explore. Maybe get some dragon cards. I need to get cards to be able to pump out this area, and unfortunately the cards out here don't go towards any goal really. I mean, I could do the medium dragon, so I probably will. I'm going to go ahead and explore this area, and that will let me go here to gain a card. So I'll gain him, nothing there, and then I'm going to move this dragon objective, which will give me an egg, and I'll go ahead and place that there, and that was that turn. Now I'm going to go to their third turn here, ignoring the pass icon, and then nothing happens there. They're going to move 1 space on the guild track. Not much to do when it comes to automa stuff. I need to get a meat to be able to play him. I would like to be able to get some good amount of resources. I should have put him up there. I think I will get a cave card to kind of gain some stuff, because I can see how I can get a meat in another way. So I think I will explore down here, earning a cave card. And then that's it for that turn. Sorry, I forgot the reload down here. A hatchling, so not even a medium dragon. Bummer. They're going to remove a coin, take away from the cause, and then they're going to move 2 spaces. So they have ended on a brown space. So if brown space, they're going to take the second dragon card, and then they're going to look the 4th space down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now the end game is now gone from me. That's it. So I'll go ahead and refill this area down here. I have 2 more turns this round. I wouldn't mind getting him out, so I think I'm going to go ahead and excavate again. No eggs right there. This particular cave card lets me gain a dragon card and a dragon guild move. So that'll give me the meat, which will pay for the steadfast southern drake. Pay an egg to gain any resource, blah, blah, blah. Each opponent can pay an egg to gain. So they ignore whenever they have an option of earning something because they don't earn anything. Let's see, which card do I want? I kind of want to fill out the Golden Grotto. He doesn't really count very well towards anything. I think I'm actually just going to top deck and hope for the best. Oh man, another one. That's the 3rd dragon that I have that only goes in the Crimson Cavern. Oof. Automa. Gonna remove, can't remove from 0. So they're just gonna move forward 2 spaces and no brown space. I think this is gonna be my last turn here. So I will do that. I will entice a dragon. This guy is going to cost a meat. The steadfast southern drake. He will go up here in this area. He is when played. So pay an egg to gain a resource, a cave card, or a dragon. So I will pay an egg. It's like paying a point to kind of get another point later. These cave cards, I already have 1 of each. Next round, I'm going to be able to get more dragons out here. And the Golden Grotto is coming up. So I think I'm just going to get this one that gives me resources. So that'll be nice to have. And that was my last turn. If I remember right, they're just going to keep playing, so I'll just play 1 right there. That's all they're going to do. Move 1 space. I'm passing. I don't have any more coins to take actions. So then their final card here, they don't have the pass icon, so they're going to continue forward with it. Adding a coin to the cause, and then they're moving 2 spaces. No brown space, so we're good. Forgot to place that there. So now we'll activate any end of round dragons. I don't have any. They don't do anything towards that. So now we're going to score. So medium dragons, right now there's 0 for them plus the 1. So they have 1 medium dragon in play. I also have 1 medium dragon in play. So we both get 4 points. So my little buffer isn't going to help for that round. That's okay. I have that as a backup to keep my score kind of high. So now I get my 6 coins again. I will earn an egg. They're going to earn another cube to be able to place on the Dragon Guild. And then now we're going to flush the cards in the market. And then we will move into round 2. And I really need some dragons that go in the Golden Grotto. The Churlish Firevern, that'll help go in the grotto. Because they have 1 dragon in the grotto right now in their goal. So definitely need to get that up. All right, round 2. I need to go for this Churlish Firevern. I try and put him in the grotto because that's the very obvious one to get right now. At the start of each round, you're supposed to shuffle their cards nice and easy and then take off 1 of them just to kind of mix up the randomness. So I'll start off with exploring. I'm going to put the cave right here because it doesn't cost any eggs. That'll give me 2 gold. Dragons like gold. So their card, they're going to flush the deck. There goes my chance on him. Adding a coin to the cause. And then they're going to move 1 brown space. So let me go ahead and flush first. Because they're going to flush and then take a card. So they're going to take the second card, which is one that is going to go in the Golden Grotto. And here's the third one here. Well, at least I kind of have what I need. And now they're going to move one space, taking that second one, and then they're also going to place a cube the second space down. So that's paying a cave card and then playing a dragon from your hand on top of another dragon card. That'd be kind of nice. All right, so I have 2 gold. Getting a meat to help pay for him would be nice. I need to get him first, though. So let me go ahead and do that by exploring here. So I would gain a card. The Waddy's Roughtail, nothing for him. Going up the Dragon Guild gives me another dragon card. So I guess I could go for him. Aggressive dragons are something else that I'm also looking for. So he's kind of a double because he goes for aggressive and Golden Grotto. I'm going to go for him because he's an aggressive dragon, and that'll help build out the bottom row. Let me refill those. We'll go back. They're going to do their card. They're going to add a coin to the cause, and then just move. They're going to run laps around you up here. They go very, very fast. There's even a designer note that says that. That's how they get their points. So don't let that fool you or scare you. Normally I only make maybe 2 laps around this by the end of it. I haven't figured out a way to get all 4 of mine out there. So it's time to get some resources to be able to play these 2. I don't think I'm going to play him. He might be something I can use to spend. So let me explore this top cavern, gaining a resource. That'll be a meat. Cache a resource for my supply on here. Do I want to do that? Because I could use him. I think I actually am going to cache a resource. It's a point. Because now here I could get a cave card that lets me get that. That's a when played dragon, and then gaining another resource. So right there. Automa's going to go. Nothing. No adding coins, no flushing the deck. They're going to move 2 spaces, no brown space, so we don't do that action. I think I'm going to go ahead and get this Waddy's Roughtail out. Forgot to move my worker back, so I'll go to Enticing. I feel like this round went really fast. So it'll cost me the 2 gold and the meat. He'll go here. Now he's a when played, or not when played. He'll gain a meat whenever I put my worker across him, which would be kind of nice. Now, I think for this, I might get another resource. Okay, thinking ahead. That was it for me. They're going to do nothing but move their marker 1 space. Love the automa, quick and simple. You really don't have to manage much. So I think I am going to explore this cavern again. Cost the egg. Resource of my choice, getting the milk, obviously. But I'll cache it on there, because then I'll gain this crystal. And now skip him, gain the milk again. So I kind of have an engine here where I'm able to put that resource on here and get points. Alright, so they're going to do nothing but move their little guild marker 1 space forward. No brown space. On to me. Now I have room to play him, so I think I will entice. This will be my last turn here. He's going to cost an egg and a milk. So boom. So now to be caching a meat on here. Anytime I cache a meat on here, I gain a milk. And the 3rd time I cache meat, I'll gain 2 cave cards. So now I have 5 dragons, so good amount of points. Alright, they're going to remove a coin from the cause. Good, because now they have 2 and I have 2. And they're going to move 2 spaces, so they pass the brown space. They're going to take the second dragon there, and then they're going to place a cube, but they haven't earned the cube, so they actually don't do anything with that. So that's nice. They're not getting ahead of me there. So now I'm passing. I don't have any more coins to spend, so we'll go back to the automa. This is their final card. Oh, they're removing a coin, and then they're going to move 2 spaces. So I basically won that round. Nice. So activate any end of round powers. I don't have any of those, so now we score. So they only have, oh sorry, they have 2 because we're in the second round. And then I also have 2. So yet again, we tied. Ah, I'm reading my dragon card here. Includes ties. That's even better. So I've earned 2 points for each round. Loving it even more. So now we're going into the third round. They're earning that cube. I'm getting my 6 coins back. And then an egg. So the egg that I spent will go back there. I'm going to flush the dragon deck and the cave deck. Try not to put the pile accidentally in their pile. That would be bad, because that's 21 points they could get. If anyone's concerned about time, I pretty much just played 1 round in about 7 minutes, and that was me talking out my turns. So for the third round, it is aggressive dragons on your player mat. For them, they have 1. I have 2. And in this deck, you can kind of count it out. 1, 2, 3. So there's a potential for them to have 4. I only have 2. There is a way for me to get more. This dragon does cost a lot. Actually, I think I'm going to go for him. He's an additional 3 points if his column is full. He can go in any grotto. So bam, I think I'm going to play him there. So let me go ahead and explore. Gaining a dragon card. Nothing there. I will finally place my first marker on the guild. Let me go ahead and gain a meat. And then gain another dragon card. Because I don't think I'm going to do anything that influences here. Pay a cave card. Actually, I like that. Not really. I'm going to gain a coin and 2 cave cards. So there's that. And then there's that right there. So I got my meat. Got to remember to get the meat. So I finally have 1 marker on the Dragon Guild. We'll do their first turn here. So they're going to flush the deck, add a coin to the round. And on this one, they're going to move 2 spaces forward, which doesn't quite get them to the brown space. So that's good. Now I think I would like to entice. So let me entice. This dragon is going to cost the coin that I just earned, so that's nice, so that I didn't basically lose a turn. And now his column is full, so he's actually worth 8 points. And now I have 3 aggressive dragons. So there we go. Oh, I stood him up. Nothing here, round marker, moving 1. So now he's not going to place a marker, but he's going to take the dragon and the cave card in the 3rd spot. Now at this point, do I want to get more aggressive dragons? He keeps flushing the deck where I lost that chance. Or I could try and really gun for the last round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of these and he's going to have 4. So if I play him, that would get me another dragon for the cause. But I need to get a cave card out there. So I think I'm going to excavate. Alright, so he cost an egg. But it's going to let me lay an egg, so this cost comes back to me. And then I gain another meat. So that was nice. Kind of didn't really lose the egg. They're going to remove a coin. And they're going to move 2 spaces on the guild track. No brown space. I have what I need to play him, and I have the cave card for it. So enticing. We'll go there. Going to play this wyvern. Watchful wyvern for a meat and a crystal. So when he's played, I get to gain 2 gold. Each opponent gains a gold. They don't collect anything, so that gets ignored. So that's nice. I didn't help them out. Now they're going to move 3 on the cave space, and that's it. Nothing else from that card for them to do. Back to me. I have all these cave cards, but no dragons. But all these will kind of go towards the Crimson Cave. I'm thinking of playing this Antediluvian Basilisk. Oh, what a mouthful. So we will explore here, gaining the Basilisk. Nothing moving on the guild space. Hey, I get the egg back. Sometimes I do things unintentionally. And now another dragon card. I could keep just rolling with it. Pay 2 cave cards to play another dragon from your hand for free. Let's go ahead and try and set that up there. Yes, please. I only have 1 more coin left for this turn. Ooh, Nurturing Fey Dragon. I still have not found the cover dragon as I'm playing. So I've played this about 6 or 7 times at least, and multiplayer. So eventually I'll find him. All right, they're not removing a coin because they're already maxed out. Oh, this is the one where they move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are brown space. So the first card and the first cave card. There's no icon for putting a cube down, so they're still not placing a cube. That's nice. So you're saying there's a chance. See, I'm not even close to getting my second one. I need to excavate for my last turn. So excavating here will cost me an egg because I'm going to place it in this row here. Let me gain a crystal and a milk. That's nice. Their turn here, adding a coin to the cause. And they're going to move their marker 1 space. So that's nice. Now I'm out of coins, cannot take another turn. So I'll go back to them. They're going to pass because that icon is on the very last card. So, whew, I lucked out. So now we're going to do any end of round dragons. I still don't have any of those. So now we're moving on to scoring. They have 2 aggressive dragons, and now I have 3. So that puts me in the lead on this one. Now we're going to flush the dragon deck here and the cave deck, and we'll move on to the 3rd round. In my Wyrmspan play, I said, hey, I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm actually going to win this time. And then I ended up losing. We'll see. I feel like I'm going to win this time. I've actually been winning against the automa in this one. I feel like I play Wyrmspan better than I do Wyrmspan. Something about it. I don't know, my brain kind of understands this concept of like sliding down a little bit more. So I got my egg, got my 6 coins, so let's jump straight into the final round. They're going to earn their other guild cube right there. And yet again, I just played around in like 7 minutes. So 4 times 7, it's really not that long of a game. Setup and teardown's like 2 minutes each. My next turn, I'm actually going to get a lot of cave cards to kind of set up a turn. So I'm going to gain a cave card. That'll be a nice one. Cache of meat for my supply on here. Anytime you do, gains a milk. Now I'm going to gain a Dragon Guild movement. That'll give me a gold. Boom, nothing happens there. And I'm going to gain another cave card. So I'll just place them right there. Now we're going to go to Automa's movement here. They're going to add a coin, so now they have 5 total. They're going to move 2 spaces. Still not going to place a cube. I'm lucking out on that. But they're going to take the first cave and dragon card. My goal for this round is dragons that have a printed cost of 0 to 2, resource coins or eggs. So I'm doing good. I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm trying to play another one, so 6. So I'm ahead on them. I think it is time to... I need to get eggs. So I'm going to get some resources. So gaining a resource. Let me gain a meat. Cache a resource from my supply here. Let's do the gold. Gaining a Dragon Guild movement, which will be a card. The only ones that I really want to do is that guy right there. That's a win played. Gaining another resource. At this point, I'm going to do a crystal. He's a win played. Laying that egg that I need. So I'll go back. Automa is going to add a coin to the cause. So they're at 5. So they're up there with me. 3 movements on the guild track. And still no brown space. I'm getting lucky with that. So now I think I can do this. And the one I want to do is that. So excavating, it's going to cost me 2 eggs to place this in the final row. And I could trade 3 resources for a coin. So gaining a cave card. That'll be nice. And then I'm also gaining a Dragon Guild movement, which is a coin. Now I played there. I could trade up to 3 of something into something. So I'm just kind of showing my colors here. I'm going to pay for him. He would be nice to keep. And so I think I will pay these 3 resources. They don't have to be resources in order to get a coin. So that'll give me like an extra turn. And now we're going back to automa. This one's a big one. So they're going to flush the deck, add a coin, and then move 3 spaces. So we'll do that all in order. Flushing the deck. They're going to add a coin, so they might actually get me on around here. And now they're going to move 3 spaces. So this time they are going to place a cube. So 1, 2. So there's that. And now they're going to take the second dragon. Okay, so at least they didn't... I want to try and get that one. I'm so close to it. So now I think I'm going to play a dragon. Enticing a coin. This perceptive antlered dragon. So he's going to cost me a gold and 2 of those crystals. Whoa, my resources are jumping. So he will go down here in the amethyst cavern. So right now, pay 2 cave cards. So I'll do that. To play another dragon from your play mat. Oh, from your hand for free. So I paid my 2 cave cards. I'm going to play another dragon from my hand for free. So I'm going to play him. And he's an end of round dragon. Basically, I get to tuck a card under him. So that'll be nice. Now we're going to go back to the automa. Nothing happens except for him moving twice. I still have 4 coins. I don't know how I ended up with that. So I need to excavate. I need eggs, but I already did that. So basically the only place that I can explore right now is right here. I've kind of pigeonholed myself, unfortunately. I don't have any eggs. So there's that. Gaining here. I get a milk. Gaining a meat. Now gaining another dragon card. At this point I'm just picking because there's really nothing I can do. And now automa is going to remove a coin, move 1 space. And I think that's it for them. There's no brown space. Wow, this has never happened to me before. I don't have any eggs to explore any of the caverns because I've already explored them. No places to play dragons. And then I can't excavate because I don't even have an egg to do that. So I actually have to pass. So I'm going to pass. So they're going to move their cube or Dragon Guild marker 3 spaces. 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, and then 3. And they're going to take the first dragon. And unfortunately, I've passed. So at least this is the last card. But they are going to go, which is a good thing because they're removing a coin. And then they're going to move 3 spaces along the guild track. So now any end of round. So tuck a card from the deck here for each marker you have placed on the Dragon Guild. So 1. And I'll keep him nice and visible. And that's the only end of round dragon that I have. So now we'll score dragons that have a printed cost of 0 to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they have 5. So I actually won that round. And now we will go to final scoring. We'll add up my score first, and then we'll do automa, because automa actually scores different than you. So we're going to go Dragon Guild endgame markers. I didn't do anything to get points, so that's a big fat 0. So the printed number on my dragons, let me do my little finger math here. 10, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, 30, 33, 35. So I got 35 dragons. Points for dragons. In-game abilities. 2 points for each objective where your marker is placed lowest, including ties. 2, 4, 6. 3 if this dragon column is full. So that's 6 plus 3, so that's 9 for in-game abilities. Per egg, 0. Per cased resource, I have 4. Per tucked card, I have 1. From public objectives, so I have 4, so that's 9. Plus another 6 is 15. Plus another 7, so that should be 22. And now remaining coins and items, so 1 per coin. So I got 3 points for coins. So any combination of 4 will give you 1 point. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 2 points for those 8 items, and he was just a leftover. So this is my total score right here. Let me add it up. My final score was 76. So now Automa does theirs a little different. 7 points for each dragon. So these are their dragons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 7, 56. So they're 20 points behind me right now. They will gain 2 points for each cave card. So there's 6 right there. They'll gain 1 point for each step away from the brown space she last visited. 1, 2, 3 steps away. And now they will score for public objectives. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, plus the 17, which is 19. And I think they got me, even though I said I did good. Let me add up their score. All right, 76 to 84. I thought I did good. Well, boom, there we go, me losing. Look, I lost the Automa last time there too. Here I am saying that I did a good job. Anyways, that is how you play Wyrmspan solo. Let me take you down and I will give you my final thoughts on this. All right, final thoughts on Wyrmspan solo. I like it a lot. I was hesitant to buy Wyrmspan when it first came out. I waited until after I bought Finspan and played it to buy it. Mainly because the fears of everyone else had was that it was just another Wingspan game, and I don't really like Wingspan solo. I think I mentioned it in my Finspan playthrough that I felt like it was clunky and it wasn't smooth, and even though I play some games that have very, very difficult automas to keep up, sometimes I just didn't feel like if I was playing it right, because when you have all the expansions added in, you have to read from this book and then read from this book and from this one, rule books, to piece together how to play it, because I play with all the expansions. So you need the duet rule book to do the duet mode, and then you need the Oceania expansion rule book to do the ones with the nectar, and it got kind of convoluted. And whenever I played Finspan, all it was just a card that you flip over and you do it. And then coming to Wyrmspan, so I played Wingspan first, Finspan, and now this one. So coming to this one, people will probably have the opposite, where when they saw this card system, I was like, oh, that's like Finspan. And everyone else is going to be like, oh, Finspan's like Wyrmspan. It's the same system. You flip a card, and then they play differently than you. You don't have to worry about managing any resources or coins or a board. They just collect cards, which ultimately end up being points. And I love the simplicity of that. Some people might complain that it doesn't feel like you're playing against a real player because they don't score the same way as you, but then keeping up with the normal player would actually become kind of difficult. There are some other games that I play where it tries to imitate an entirely like realistic player, and it gets quite difficult. I won't name any on this one, but those I try and stay away from now after I've learned them. And I like playing them multiplayer, but for solo, you kind of need your brain to not worry about learning a whole new rule set and just playing your game. So I do enjoy the simplicity of the automa. There's actually different difficulties, which is cool too. I played the next difficulty up because I felt like I was good enough, but ended up getting stomped anyway. So multiplayer perspective of this, I enjoyed a lot. It's just a more refined version of Wingspan. Moving across the board here is backwards. You go from left to right, and then playing the dragon cards on top of your cave cards is kind of a new concept to understand, and using the coins as your action markers instead of cubes. There's just a few little tweaks that once you tell someone who's played it, hey, these are the changes, boom, they're pretty much good to go. The iconography, you kind of interchange it instead of eggs. It's these little tails, and then you still have resources that you don't get from a bird feeder. Someone I played with mentioned that this game is less mean than Wyrmspan, and I didn't think so initially, but I can kind of understand that, because when you're gaining stuff, like the resources, it's gain any resource of your choice. When you're playing Wyrmspan, you have to gain it from the bird feeder, unless the card specifies. So you're kind of at the mercy of what's in the bird feeder in Wyrmspan. So I can see that being a little bit meaner in terms of gameplay, but not that much meaner. So as far as the holy trio of span games, which one do I like the most? It would be Wyrmspan. I do enjoy this one more. I do like the theme of fish. It connects with me more than dragons. I'm a big sci-fi fantasy reader. I do enjoy me some dragons, but the fish theme wins over. So I guess the number one theme I enjoy the most is fish. Gameplay, I enjoy Wyrmspan. I do like heavier games. Another person I play with does not think that this game is heavier than Wyrmspan. The initial reaction to this was, this is harder than Wyrmspan? It really isn't. It's just that if you've already played Wyrmspan, you're expecting to play it this way, so now you have to kind of relearn how to play. If this was the first span game that you played, you would probably think Wyrmspan would be harder, because now you're having to get resources based off of a bird feeder, and that's just a whole nother set of rules. And then moving right to left, not necessarily exploring, seems kind of arbitrary, and then activating the bird powers, and then losing a cube each round, it seems kind of detrimental. In this game, you keep your 6 coins every single time, so you know you're going to have 24 turns, versus in Wyrmspan you have the 8 cubes that you start with and you end with 5. Which in Wyrmspan, I think you end up with more turns, but still, you're guaranteed 6 turns, unless you end up spending a coin for a dragon, but at least you understand going into it that you're going to spend a coin to play a dragon, which is kind of a strange resource for me. It was almost like using your action to earn a dragon, which turned into points, and I can kind of see these point conversions as I was playing. You kind of spend one here and then you earn it. So it's a very friendly game. It's very forgiving. I love the Dragon Guild, even though I didn't explore it as much as I normally do in this game. I normally get 2 of them on here and start working towards a 3rd one. I get some kind of points up there. Could have gotten close. I was 1 tick away, and that would have gotten me 6 points, which wouldn't have, I'm looking for my scorecard, it wouldn't have gotten me the win, but it would have gotten me that much closer. So my last turn, I really needed an egg, and this is the first game I've actually had leftover coins. I was so focused on getting certain dragons that I ignored the fact that I need eggs to explore a 2nd time. So without rambling on too much further, that is my final thoughts on Wyrmspan. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.